to the garden. Hello, everybody. How y'all doing? It is hump day, as they would say. So good to see everyone. Thank you for tuning in and speaking favor over us all, and trust that you're in a good state of consciousness right now, and that life is treating you exceptionally, abundantly well. And as I hit all the buttons, technology, it's all about the buttons, baby. And it is. So what's going on, everybody? Good to see you. Let me get the mic set there. So hello, Elda Berry. Good to see you. Eyes to see. Maria, good to see you. David Berry, much love to you. Chloe, same way. Gemini Ascension, good to see you. Big Al, what's up? Hello, how are you doing? David Perry, much love to you, brother. Lucky Stone, we are prospering. We got favor abounding in our lives. Restoration is underway, and nothing missing, nothing broken. You speak that and it becomes your reality. And speaking of that, I was writing this down, and let me get this. So we collectively, we should be speaking and saying these words. We are speaking light into the veil of darkness. And all it takes is one little spark. And, you know, there may be something heading this way that, you know, maybe we can't do anything about it, but maybe we can. And I don't know. I found out in life that better to go ahead and try and fail than to have never tried at all. At least you learn something. At least that's how it's worked in my life. I mean, yeah, didn't even get a high school education, but, you know, smart enough that became CEO. So there you go. Boy, that rhymed all the time, just like it does on time. Not dropping the dime, continued keeping the rhyme. Hey, Nina, what's happening? Nina got her show, I think, hump day right after this one. So Deborah Sloan, much loved. Good to see you. Know thyself. Good to see you, beloved abstract. How are you doing? So, hey, S. Lee, good to see you. And Janny, good to see you as well. Joyce, Marie, hello. Shannon, the wise April Fool girl. Good afternoon or day. Rebel Preacher, good to see you as well. We always like that. Yeah, nothing wrong with preachers. Yeah, politicians are preachers. Motivational speakers are preachers and good at it. Hey, Gaia, Paul, how you doing? You see, we're just, they just couldn't handle us. Life threw us what life thought was a curve. Are you kidding me? We hit that ball out of the park. That's what I'm telling you, baby. Shannon, I can't see yours, but right back at you, darling. Hey, Jackie, what's up? Lost in Space, good to see you. So anyway, what else is happening? You know, we can change our environment. Our words have power. They have effect. And if you don't believe that, just stop and look in the mirror. You are the product of what you spoke yesterday. That's a fact, Jack. You can put that in your pipe, smoke it twice, and it'll still buzz you. That's all I have to say, because it's true. Yep, something's gonna Alexandros, you're right, something taking place. I mean, we all got that one figured out, man. I mean, yeah, it's just, what's your attitude? You know, are you gonna get you on the fear wagon, or are you gonna get on the love train, baby? Gonna tell you what, that love train will take a lot farther than that wagon of fear. That's all I gotta tell you. Although it seems, how many of y'all, and here's where we're going to really, and all right, if you don't want to answer, that's cool. But if someone does, I'd like you to do the experiment. Who knows if they've been altered, but apparently Alexa, I don't have Alexa, but I'm sure I've got Alexa's cousin somewhere because it's all listening, you know, they're all of the same family. Hello, Thomas, how you doing? David Castle, how are you? And Rufus and Martin and Heidi, good to see you. Christmas is canceled here in Canada. What? We get a fine if we gather? What? Oh, come on. Well, we're on the love train here, Nina, so you can come on here. You can gather with us. Mankind. Woo. You know, why are there so many UAPs? That's what I want to know. You know, UAP is the new word. You can't use UFO because if you use UFO, you're passe, baby. I mean, really? Can't you get hip with the times, baby? It is UAP. But either way, they still mean the same, whether it's a unidentified aerial phenomenon or an unidentified flying object. There seems to be a convention. Seems like Earth is the place. I mean, what the hell is going on? You look at the moon. I couldn't believe it. So I have a really good telescope, have the filters. Folks, I don't have the camera hooked up to where you can take it, but there's something going on up there on the moon, man. I don't know what it is, but if my telescope from a backyard amateur astronomer can see some shit going on, then there is some real shit going on. Don't know what, but anyway, getting back to Alexa, apparently if you ask Alexa what will happen on 02/02/22 at 2:22 a.m., she will tell you. Apparently, it's kind of her way of saying grab your ass because someone else has got your head, you know, because yeah. Shannon, isn't that true? It's amazing, isn't it? And it shows you how effective we are. You know, you don't have to have a whole lot of power. You just have to have the right conduit. And look at what happens. Joyce, I did not know. You know, we ought to be neighbors, girl. I'm telling you what, a lot of us, I mean, we'd be all in the backyard. I mean, they'd be writing stories about us. You know, they'd be talking, them folks are in the backyard, man, all the time and looking up with their telescopes. Yeah. And so, Joyce, have you seen anything going on the moon? It's pretty weird because something's happening. I don't know what, but I get the idea. We're not alone in the neighborhood. I mean, maybe there's a sign out there in the cosmic galactic highway that says, hey, they're having a barbecue on Earth. You know, I don't know, because it seems like there is a lot of activity flying around us. That's all I know. Joyce says, yeah, the cops would come around, but I know them. They'd probably be out there joining us, you know, all of us sharing coffee and tea and, you know, talking about the great sea above us. That's what it's called, isn't it? Let's see what else is going on. So our angel today is, and I believe this is the Eula, the angel of prosperity. I like that. Patron of finance, commerce, business, administration, and future management leaders. Yeah, provides visionary outlook. We need some of that now. Folks, we got visionaries in this group. There ain't no doubt about it. Some of y'all may be a little shy, but y'all got to come forward, you know, spread the wealth. That's what I say. This angel brings wealth and abundance into your life. Love this angel. It's on my Hall of Fame. You don't have one? You should. Anyway, often offers success and advancement in our endeavors and makes prosperity reign within them, makes everything fruitfulify. Wow. I mean, seriously, this is like a present, you know? Offers success and advancement in our endeavors and makes prosperity reign within them, makes everything fruitify. Oh, I like this. Excellent, David. David Barry's working on the angel card video, and it's looking good. I can't wait to see it, brother. You ought to come on. Let's do a debut here and on your channel as well. I think that is just fantastic. Let's see. It says, teaches us that money is not the goal, but a means to higher goals. Money is a force that can be used both wisely and unwisely. I'll have to give a cheer on that one. Well said, Nathan. I like this. Teaches us that money is not a goal, but a means to higher goals. Money is a force, just like time is a force. Money is a force that can be used both wisely and unwisely. I like that. I like our little get-togethers, you know, each day. They're fun. You know, we all learning together. This angel is the symbol of wealth, good fortune, and success. This angel's been on my shoulder, or maybe it's carried me on its shoulder. I don't know. Either way, it has been with me a good deal of my life. I just never gave it recognition. Wow. They, Eulaya, that's what it is. Eulaya, excuse me. Oh, by the way, someone says show it. Angel card number 43 helps to understand the meaning of karma, that we reap what we sow and erase all our worries about the future. That's true. I don't know if it was a dream or if it was just in a time of deep meditation, but most of us have already cleared out the balance sheet. That's good news. Most of us have what they call a balanced karma. You know, we have corrected most of our lives, that which needed correct. We've incurred attacks, insults, harm by others, but that wasn't a result of negative karma. It's just the opposite. The fact that you could go through that and come out without carrying a grudge, having the ability to forgive and forget, man, I mean, that just puts you into, you know, the positive side of the equation. Not sure why I went down there, but someone needed to hear that. Provides the ability to predict and prepare for things in advance. Folks, I just randomly picked this card amongst the 72, and they're talking to us. They're saying, hey guys, gals, hey, pay attention to us. You know, there may be something rolling downhill, but we know how to avoid it. It was like the, what was it? The Concorde jet, the one that blew up in France, Air France's Concorde. And it was really odd because here's something. The reason why that aircraft crash and burn and take off was that the previous plane that had taken off, and I think it was, I don't know, a big wide seat jet. Anyway, it apparently shedded from the engine what they call a metal calling. The interesting thing was where that piece of metal landed on the runway, and they're supposed to do a clearing, the airport personnel to go down the runway to make sure there's no debris, but they didn't. And anyway, as this Air France Concorde jet was taking off, it hit that metal. But here was the thing. The engineers and those who studied this, the crash, had it been a half an inch difference, that plane would have taken off and would have arrived in New York and its destination. So imagine if something would have been able to say, hey, let's cause a delay on this. Let's, do something. I often think about that. But anyway, it's amazing that it can actually help us prepare for things in advance, bestows us with the power to enrich our souls. Oh, I like that. Fills us with serenity, fulfillment, joy, and happiness. Wow. That's exactly how I have been feeling. My wife has been feeling. That is exactly the words that I would say. A serenity, a fulfillment, a joy, and a happiness. Love these angels. Teach us how to help others in finding peace and completeness. That's what a lot of us do. Every one of us do that. You're doing it in people's lives. Shows how to live in peace and plenitude. Provides with enrichment of consciousness and noble feelings. Protects from the materialistic philosophy and the waste of money. Liberates from bad and vicious habits, immoral and indecent tendencies, frees the mind of dark thoughts and motivations, and brings help when battling inner and outer demons and other physical enemies. Wow. Cures greed and seeking wealth, which is obtained through illegal action. Well, I would think so. Heals the materialistic attitude. And helps in situations like money issues, discord, poverty, insecurity, etc. Wow. Okay. Boom, baby. I love these angels. So did anyone ever say that they had Alexa? Anyone got that in your home? I mean, that's like having, a court reporter going around. Everything you say, everything you do, we're watching you. It's like, get me the hell out of here. Regine, good to see you. Hello and abundance to you. Happy Festivus. That's my choice. And we're going to study about Saturnalia. So I was reading this, and you go through life, you think that you know something, you think you got a handle on it, and then comes along this thing called all of a sudden awareness, and you're going, what? If I'd only knew what I know now, when I knew back then. Yeah, I think they did a song on like that, Can anyone spell the angel name? Yes, Faith. V-E-U-A-L-I-A-H. I feel like I'm on the Wheel of Fortune. Pat, I'd like to have I guess it would be an H, please. Yeah. There we go. Walking in water. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Someone needed to hear it. Thank you. Thank you for the affirmation. You got to go by your gut feeling. You start going by that intuition, that what's telling you. I swear it's where the soul abides, or maybe the spirit, I don't know. But if we could only learn to hear that intuition, it's speaking to us all the time. Remember when I taught on the fact that there is a difference called physical time we're in, but in the spirit realm, there is a place called spirit time. Spirit time is ahead of the physical time. Imagine if you had a buddy, a friend, a chick. I don't know. I look at angels as both feminine and masculine. Why not? It'd be dull and down here if that's all we had down here. But in any case, imagine them just talking to your intuition. They'd be saying, Deborah, go this way today. Now, Deborah, being in tune to her own intuition, would say, yeah, and go that way. I mean, there's stories that abound of people who, from not getting on planes to not being in the Twin Towers. I mean, there's obviously those who are more in tune to these angelics, whoever these energies are, but they're real. Ballot Brand, what is going on? My mom always told me to listen to my gut. Yeah, it has served me well. I have also paid the price for not listening to my gut. I don't know about you, but for myself, I could have saved myself a hell of a lot of pain, a lot of anguish. If I had just listened to my gut. Delaney says, my husband has spirit guides that keep him 20 steps ahead. Think about that. 20 steps ahead would be, what would you say? 15 seconds? Thereabouts? If you had a 15-second always premonition of what was going to happen 15 seconds before it did, wow. Seriously. I mean, just think what you could do with that. Hey, Belanca, good to see you as well. Thars Hope, good to see you. Love these angels. So it's party time. Who'd have known? I knew this when I was, way back in my youth experience. There you go, Shannon. Yeah. And as I look back in my life, I mean, a lot of us grew up on the street. There are more of us in this group, this tribe. We know what that is. We know what it is, not only to survive, but to literally thrive with nothing. I mean, that taught me a lesson. I meditate on that more and more. As I look back on my life, I am seeing patterns. I'm seeing going, now, wait a minute. There seems to be an occurrence, and I can look back on my life. December 25th, I will be 66.6.6.6 in this realm. But wow. And it's quite amazing because now I'm realizing I wasn't on this journey by myself. No, I have a sense that many of us have had soul tribe members that we came from, our pods or whatever it is. I really do think that may be more what it really is like. If life is defined by moments and experience, then this is just merely an experience. We never die. This was just this experience. And I don't know about you, but for myself, I have spent a lot of time here lately reflecting. And it's quite amazing. I'm taking, like I'm in class and I'm taking notes and I'm saying to myself, wow, when I was 16, I was just steps away from dying. Murdered. Actually murdered. And you begin to see these things and you're going, So, not sure why I said that either, but there we go. There is more to this journey, folks. And again, I think so many of us here now in this moment, it's kind of like a little reunion. I don't think it's little anymore. It keeps growing. So, Saturnalia. How many of you know about what Saturnalia is about? It's way different than I had ever seen. And did I freeze up? It looks like I did. I apparently did. Well, let's see what's going on. A blank screen is what's going on. Well, that was weird. For some reason, ever since Zoom has updated their program, it has been funky on this end. Let's see if we can do this one more time. What? Am I freezing up? I am freezing up. Well, guess we won't be talking about this. I'll just have to tell you about it. And here we go with the blank screen. And is it there? Hello? Well, we won't be sharing the screen today, ladies and gentlemen. That function seems to be malfunctioning, but that's cool. Yeah. Technology, not going to rule me. Just, all right, if you don't want to work that away, guess what? I'm the master here, and technology, you work for me. So that's just what it is. So the thing about the Roman Saturnalia, I didn't realize that this was really just a party time. And these Romans, they knew how to party, baby. I didn't know this, that we all know that Christmas is really basically I don't know, what did they do? Did they steal it? Did they modify it? But they got their whole party thing, their celebration thing, the presents. Actually, presents are a very new thing. But the idea of, having this time of gift giving. And of course, then they incorporated it into the myth of the birth of Jesus. And that's how Rome has controlled this thing ever since then. The holiday, like Easter, is pagan in its total foundation. It is a pagan holiday. The festival of Saturn, the god of agriculture, took place in midwinter, and the Romans really went to town with their parties. The Roman poet Catullus called the festival the best of times. These are the best of times. Can you hear that? Yeah, Styx is singing. They said the celebrations for Saturnalia, as what's also known as the Festival of Saturn, was known to begin on the 17th of December and lasted until the 25th for a week. All of the usual business was suspended. Offices, courts, schools were all closed in order to allow people time to celebrate with their loved ones. I mean, these Romans, say what you will about them, but they knew how to have a good time. That's the problem in America. America never takes a break. Americans by nature are really good slaves. We're the ones that told the world you had to work 5 days a week, that it had to be 40 hours or more. The rest of the world had it kind of figured out before then, saying, the hell you say? 5 days a week? Here's an interesting thing. Much like the tradition of the ancient Hebrews in celebrating the year of Jubilee, during the festival of Saturn, slaves didn't have to work either. In borrowing from an earlier tradition, in fact, the slaves in Rome, it was traditional for the masters to serve their slaves during the festival. So for a whole week, the masters became the slaves. Here was what was on the menu. I thought this was strange. And this is why I love Roman history. It's got so much of the Roman history that's written that none of the West ever really reads. So here's what was on the menu. This is the banquet. The Romans were indeed real foodies. Their celebrations often involved feasts and banquets, and this was especially the case during Saturnalia. Here is what the traditional Roman foods included: breads, cheeses, meats, dates, grapes, and other fruits, wine, and plenty of it, peacock brains, and stuffed dormice. Well, you know, they did have a lot of mice back then. So, I mean, the peacock brains is one that I thought. The wine I get, yeah. And of course, we understand that the culturally back then was unfortunately made of tin, which had great deposits of lead in. But they said that the lead made the wine taste sweet. I guess it did, as your mind went away. So wealthy Romans would lie on couches and recline to have their meals. They would spend a lot of time eating and conversing with friends and family. I like these people. I mean, what is wrong with this? Why aren't we doing this today? It's a hell of a lot better than putting up all these decorations and going through all the stress of buying presents. Hey, man, just sit back for 7 days and have wine and some cheese and peacock brains, you know, quite delicate. All the food was placed on a low table in the middle of the room, and guests helped themselves to whatever they fancied. I love this. So the marzipan dormice, what were these? Well, they are mice. The Romans ate stuffed dormice, but you probably won't fancy those very much. Instead, why not make your own with using marzipan in chocolate? Yes. Making mice? Are you crazy? Actually, it sounds pretty good. You need a block of marzipan, a large bar of chocolate buttons, white chocolate, and icing for decorations. Hey, I didn't know this. You can actually make some of this. So they had the same decorations. Apparently, where we get our wreaths and all that, well, that comes from Saturnalia, from the Romans. It's what they did back in Rome. It said that everyone dressed in brightly colored clothes and partied for a whole week. I love the idea of the toga. That's always why I always liked, Animal House. The toga parties, I actually went to a couple, and many of you probably have. There's a lot of freedom in that kind of decor of raiment. Yeah. So, when you find out this thing, so where do we get the gifts? On the final day of the Saturnalia festival, the Romans gave one another presents. Traditionally, these were little terracotta figures called sigillariae, or the wax candles called the soria. Bet you didn't even know that, huh? You can actually make your own things. Like I said, I think the Romans had it really figured out in the attire. I just, yeah. So got more on this. As I learned more about this, I said, this had to be a really good time. In another article, the writer said that they wanted to know a little bit more about the Roman mythical rituals that were related to the winter solstice. And so he began to do the research into the Roman solstice festival known as Saturnalia, which was celebrated during this period. And come to find out, I mean, the Romans were pretty proud of this. We have the Roman depiction of the god of Saturn. I want to get this. So the Romans depicted the god of Saturn as an old man with a full beard, who is, among other things, the god of time. He holds a sickle, which is the symbol of harvest and bounty, and also death and destruction. If you want to look this up, you can actually look at the bas relief that was found in the 2nd century. The festival was named after the Roman god Saturn, the god of time. The theme of time was key, as the solstice marked a critical point where the sun was at its lowest ebb. This time must have been frightening and auspicious for many ancients, as it appeared that the sun might disappear entirely. A number of activities occurred during the festival of the solstice period at the Temple of Saturn, the oldest temple of the Roman Forum. This goes way back. It says that in the 18th century, there was a depiction of the god of Saturn that was discovered. The sickle has turned into a scythe that has become the normal tool for harvesting grain. Saturn now had wings. It did not originally, as wings had become a symbol of time. And you see how we've modified this whole thing. You know, why not? It's been 2,000 years. Of course we would. It said the Roman Saturnalia festival in late December was the most important festival in Rome and went on for almost 1,000 years. And it began in the year 497 BCE, about 500 years before the beginning of Christianity and about 800 years before Christianity became the official Roman religion. Thing about it is, if you look at Christianity, if it hadn't been the adoption of the Roman government, Christianity would not have become what it is today. The Romans were pretty smart. They knew what they were doing. Saturnalia was celebrated throughout Rome's provinces and the empire. Most historians say it ran again from the 17th to the 25th, a period which, as has been said, usually occurred several days before the astronomical date of winter. These folks knew what they were doing. Saturnalia was one of about 40 festivals in Rome. I wonder if why it lasted so long was that because they figured some things out. You're only here for a short time, baby. What the hell are you doing at this job? You know? Yeah. Anyway. So the fact was that was the most popular and was celebrated for 7 days is quite significant. Yeah. And the depictions that we've been able to uncover, I mean, some of them are going, yeah, You look at it, you're going, but wait a minute, doesn't that look like Saint Nick? Isn't that what we're seeing here? The lights, I mean, it's all the same way. We haven't changed that much. You know, I'm going, okay, we think we have. We think we know what we're doing, but yeah, I don't think we do know what we're doing. If I could show this to you, it was quite interesting. It gets into the fact of then how Saturnalia, when Rome became Christendom, that through the tradition, all they did was take what was a pagan holiday, moved it into the church, and the church massaged it, rebranded it. And today, I would say that the world actually is celebrating Saturnalia and has nothing to do with any savior in a manger, none of that. That's just decoration. Boy, I know people don't like that. But then again, folks, I'm just telling you what's happening here. It says about 40 years after Pope Julius I made December 25th the official date for Christmas in the year 350 CE, all pagan Roman religious holidays were prohibited by the decrees of the Emperor Thaddeus. At the same time, many temples from these earlier religions were destroyed. Isn't that what the cancel culture is doing today? In order to revise history, you have to remove any of the historical documents, buildings, etc. So this emperor, Theodosius I, emanated the infamous Theodosicism decrees, which established a practical ban on paganism. Visits to the temples were forbidden, remaining pagan holidays abolished, and the internal fire in the temple of Vesta in the Roman Forum extinguished. The Vesta virgins disbanded. Well, pretty clear to me that something ain't right here, Jack. You ever get the idea we're in the Matrix? I mean, it's coming out today. I mean, so yeah, is it tomorrow? Well, I think it is today. But anyway, later the penalties became even more severe. People who practiced the custom of the old religions could have their property seized and they could be executed. So this ban ended any overt or public practice of the old traditions, forcing these practices to go underground or to find expression as part of the Christian ritual. Yeah. So this is the thing, the religion today, it's not what people again thinks it. It says the Emperor Markan decreed in the year 451 that those who continued to perform the pagan rites would suffer the confiscating of their property, confiscation, and be condemned to death. Markan also prohibited any attempt to reopen the temples and ordered that they were to remain closed. Wow. Yet folks in older traditions, when banned, have a way of going underground without really going away. This can be seen in China today. The government has recently allowed the practice of Chinese folk religions after more than almost 2 centuries of discrimination. Suddenly, the numbers of people involved in these customs have tripled to almost 1 billion, and traditions that were perhaps thousands of years old were never forgotten but passed down in private for hundreds and hundreds of years, which now have reemerged. Is that what we're seeing here? I mean, what's your take on this? It seems that maybe that is. I mean, I got to tell you, growing up, I never heard of Saturnalia. Maybe it was, not known with my relatives or the people that, I grew up with. They certainly didn't teach it in, when you're singing, Holy Night, Silent Night, they're saying, hey, Steiger, that really came from Rome. I just want to tell you, it's a little paganism, Justice for All says the tree is phallus worship, but also symbol of the sun's cycle, burst, and sends Earth, the realm, back into the Stone Age, aka age is wiped out. Interesting, yeah. Dave says you're only suppressed if you let them suppress you. The thing was, I'm just saying, growing up, Dave, in 1960, I did not hear, taught in school, didn't hear it amongst any people that I knew. Hey, did you ever hear about Saturnalia? Hell no. I was too busy chasing Rudolph with his red nose and looking for the fat white guy with the beard, So, yeah, we talked about that. It's part of the winter solstice and the gods. Oh man, there are gods everywhere on this. I mean, and you see how we have so cleverly brought them into one little, let's see, the deities of the winter solstice. There are many. There's Aslan, Greek. There is the Amatrusa, Japan. There is the Baldor, Norse, the Bonadia, Roman. In Celtic, is this the Cailleach Behar, Bheur? There is Demeter. There's Dionysus, which is Jesus. There is the Frá Holy, which is Norse. The Frigga, Norse. The Horda, Norse. Many Norse traditions, Celtic traditions, are really also incorporated in modern day trivial for the festivals of the holiday season. We have the Holy King, which is the British Celtic, The Holy King is a figure found in British tales and folklore. He is similar to the Green Man, the archetype of the forest in modern pagan religion. The Holy King battles the Oak King for supremacy throughout the year. At the winter solstice, the Holy King is defeated. You have Horus. Horus was one of the solar deities, the luminaries of the ancient Egyptians. He rose and set every day and is often associated with Nut, the sky god. Horus later became connected with another sun god, Ra. Wow. Then we have the Befana, the Italian god. We have, again, the Lord of the Misrule, British. Mithras, a Roman. Mithras was celebrated as part of the mystery religion in ancient Rome. He was a god of the sun who was born around the time of winter solstice and then experienced the resurrection around the spring equinox. Connecting the dots. Odin, again, we all know Odin. Saturn. Every December, the Romans we talked about this. Now they're calling it debauchery. I don't think so. They were having fun. That's what humans do. And then here's one I did not know about. The Spider Woman, the Hopi. Soye is the Hopi festival of winter solstice. It honors the Spider Woman and the Hawk Maiden and celebrates the sun's victory over winter's darkness. Wow, that's kind of cool. So anyway, just talking out loud, that's all. And you get the idea. I get the idea that as I'm looking at this, they had the right idea. I'm not buying this whole one-day thing now. I'm really liking the idea of, having Festivus Day. I think that would be the modernism of Saturnalia. Festivus. Oh, I got to say, for whichever god is out there, thank goodness that they brought us Seinfeld. Where would we be without Seinfeld? I'll tell you where we would be. We would be with Festivus Day. So I'm not finding you drop into the conversation in the chat room, you're going, what? It's like, but yeah, folks, I mean, I just tell you, sometimes I think we're all sometimes way too uptight. And the environment out there will do it to you. There's no doubt about it. I mean, if you see a jovial person that has a smile always on their face, oh, that's right. You can't see smiles anymore, can you? We can still do it here. And people notice you when you have a smile. If you're in a crowd, you will notice a person or a couple who are smiling more than you would notice the others that are basically kind of deadpan, what I would call the zombie effect into their black mirror boxes. And yeah. And then you get to where people like to see you, you always got a smile on your face. You always seem to have this air about you. And, it's always good to see you. We can see you coming, 5 aisles away, this kind of stuff. So here we go. Hello, Ruth Ann John. Fun, fun, fun till daddy takes the T-bird away. Isn't that the truth? The Beach Boys is some really good party music. I mean, I imagine the Romans, I don't know. Obviously, they didn't have, electricity, but imagine if they did. Woo! I'll guarantee you. Because then that brings up the question for me is rock and roll. Rock and roll is really a modern phenomenon. It only came about because we took the vibrations and amplified it through the electrical circuit, so to speak. And lo and behold, rock and roll was born. Do you think rock and roll existed sometime way, way, way back when? Do you think Love Me Do was written, back before, Sapiens came along? Love, love me do. You know I love you. I don't know. I mean, I think that, the Beatles, The Hard Day's Night, saw that movie with my mom and stepdad at the drive-in, and I still listen to it. We listen to it, with frequency in our home. The reason why is that because it has a magical beat to it. If I promise to be true, and you go, and help me understand, because I've been in love before, but I found that love was more than just holding, here we are. Those songs are almost 60 years old and they're timeless. I don't know. Linda says, oh my, Festivus Day. It is. Actually, I think it's tomorrow, and we'll be celebrating Festivus Day tomorrow. That means that we're just going to be doing nothing. If you want to come on, let me know. Drums of the Dark Gods has been around for a long time. So, Chris, am I to associate the comment that is rock and roll dark? I guess that's the thing, is it? I mean, there's been a lot written on what rock has done to influence humans. It changed humanity. It altered us. I mean, was that something that was merely created by, two lads? Did they, as Van Morrison said, do they connect into something that is above us? And when you connect into it, you get these downloads. That's what John Lennon said. Same thing McCartney has said. I don't know. Let's see. The land of current heavy metal is a frequency that existed since the beginning of the Logos modular modalities. Well, maybe. I'm not denying it. I'm just simply asking. But I would think that you would have to agree, though, that what the modern aspect has done would have changed anything that was of the past. I mean, I'm not a heavy metal fan. I don't find that to be music. But I was trained in classical music. But at the same time, I have a deep appreciation of music of all kinds. It's interesting thought. Dave Sullivan, that's what I say. I don't find rock and roll dark. So, you kidding me? I mean, no. But that's just me. That's all I did. Times are. I see what you're saying. Yeah, songs are timeless. Yeah. It's really interesting that when you think about it. And again, a lot of the Beatles, I would say, particularly in their early work, and then I have to add the Moody Blues, because the Moody Blues, when they came out with Days of Future Past, that was in 1967, 68, I think. That was revolutionary. I mean, what Justin Hayward did and the rest of the boys, it was remarkable what the Moody Blues created. And that album particularly is a phenomenal album. I'm going to do a song for the tribe. Thomas, bring you on and we'll let you play it. Yeah. Country music. It's really interesting about country music. I knew Brooks and Dunn, knew them personally. And Brooks and Dunn, in my opinion, revitalized country music. It was the transition zone, because, prior to that, country music was pretty much a downer. Although I do like Patsy Cline, I have to say. I've been walking past the midnight, searching for you. Amy Winehouse. Yeah. Again, very, very creative people, you know, but again, I'm kind of the, you know, I do like Patsy Cline. I think she was taken much too early, but yeah. Blue Oyster Cult, there's another one. You know, the thing about Blue Oyster Cult was that you never knew what their album was going to be like. It was always something different. I saw them in concert, and you know, it was a trip. You know, it just was. Another guy that I have to say was Alice Cooper. You know, when I first saw him in 1971, that was almost like watching a thespian play unfold right before you. You know, it was Shakespeare, much like Jethro Tull was in a lot of ways as well. Oh, here we are. You know, there we go. This is what we're talking about. Patsy Cline was her, Robin said, her dad's first girlfriend. Wow. Literally or metaphorically? I don't know. Yeah, Deborah, it is true. Ronnie and Kix were just they were just cool dudes, man. I mean, you just liked hanging out. We did the first music video for Brooks and Dunn, and the company I was with. So it was really cool to be out, because back in those days everything was shot on live scene. But yeah, just really good guys, and saw them about 5 different times as I was around the country, and every time, you know, said, "Hey guys," and get in backstage. There you go. Bare Naked Ladies. Yeah, there's another one. Yeah. This is you know, so cool. I mean, Frank Zappa. Now, Frank Zappa was definitely a head trip. There is no doubt about it. Never got to see Janis. Got to see Zeppelin. Ongo Bongo. Yes, there you go. Yeah, I agree with that. Pink Floyd is another one. Folks, this has been fun. I dearly just adore all of you. It's just it's a delight. It's fun to get here, and you know, you always leave charged. At least I do, for the most part. And it's fun because I can just see here, we're all of the music vibe. We know frequencies. We know them well. This group knows them well. So Frank Zappa was a guy, I swear, true story. Dropped some strawberry acid, and what's this chick? Anyway, we were at this place. I don't even know whose place it was at. And they started playing The Mothers of Invention. And wow, that album, it carried me into a place where I was in a realm of where music was color. And it was a trip. It was a real trip. As I'm sitting here, I'm flashbacking back to that. Yeah, Frank Zappa and The Mothers of Invention. Woo! Thank you, Dave Sullivan. Thank you, Project Skyfall. Thank all of you. Y'all just make my day. I am healthier for it, more younger, more youthful, more energized. And King Crimson, another good one. Oh yeah. We're talking about some stuff. We could do this like all freaking day, you know that? Just simply going out. You remember that? I haven't seen Incubus. I'll have to check that out, Shannon. All right, I'll look into that. Yeah, I'll do that. Gaia, great advice. Love yourself and have just a fabulous day. I'll see all you beautiful people here tomorrow. Remember, this is Saturnalia. Enjoy the day. Make it festive. Do something different in your home. You know, do something different with yourself. That's what I say. Tanya, thank you. Much love to you, dear. Busy cooking. Oh, stuffed peppers. I'm coming over to your house to set another table, in another place at the table. That's Alan Parsons Project, Red Honey. Yep. Oh, man. Martin, Heidi, thank you all. Crystal Clear, thank you. all of you beautiful people. James Bright, thank you, my friend. Good to see you right down the road from me. All right. Be here tomorrow. Check out Miss Nina's channel on Hump Day.